So what's up, my pretties and my lovelies? How you doing? How you feeling? Well, now that I know you're doing pretty lovely, let's get into this pretty on me. Let's do a brief reaction to the Braxton season 2 from Guatem YT's YouTube channel. If you want to go see the whole thing, go view it over on their page. It's about to get a little messy, so I ain't going for the ride.
The only thing that could repair our sisterhood is like a true, honest, sit-down conversation.
Tawana's in the hospital.
I was about to cross the last lane, and she hit me.
Here I am, planning the wedding of my dreams, and I might just be wearing a cast. But I am still going to Tulum for my bachelorette party. Nothing is going to stop me from that.
Oh, my.
Listen, I'm just disappointed. Tony and Tamar are not here at the bachelorette party.
None of my sisters are showing up for me. You know?
I went to urgent care.
I don't know what's going on with some of the Braxton sisters. Like, it's just weird. Like, all of them are getting sick, including Tony. It started with Tony. Tony has lupus, and she's dealing with a lot of health illness. If I'm not mistaken, she has some kind of pink blood disorder. And she also has issues with her hair. And then we know Tracy passed recently. And then Tamar had her hair cut off at one point, looking like Tawanda, and she started over from scratch. Now Tawanda is doing the same thing. And I know a lot of times when you have chemotherapy, you kind of lose your hair. I'm not really sure what's going on with them, but I just hope that they're okay. But it just seems like something's not right. Like, they need to really pray, because somehow they're getting prayed on. That part. Shout out to Miss Tony, Miss Libra, just probably had a birthday.
Heart failure.
What? I'm coming home.
And as far as her marrying this man, like, she just think it's just so awesome, so amazing. Like, baby, you should have been married. Let's keep going. Or at least wait till your hair grow back, or put a wig on. But maybe she's just trying it out, and that's why she don't have a wig on. I don't know.
Don't touch me.
Don't be okay.
It's almost as if somebody putting something on their family. It's crazy. The heck is him? Dang, did they cut the sound off because it was copyrighted? Oh, man. How nice they got one of them massage chairs. That's Trina and her black husband. I never thought I'd see the day that Trina had a black man, but I'm so glad she stepped onto the other side. And one thing about Trina, she is loyal to her mans. She stayed in relationships for a long time. I love that for her. Because me, shoot, I used to go with the fakeness. Now, you know, when you find the right person, of course you can stay longer. But well, my goodness, I had to go to my head.
The best problems are the ones you never have to face. Stay informed, stay ahead.
Like with all going on, all this. And my co-host of my other show said that family likes drama. And I said to him, maybe because
Now that's some harsh words, especially from a family that seemed to be a praying family, a God fearing family, a gospel singing family. That's harsh to see that they like drama. But to be honest, that's how some of those families be. And I think the dad was a preacher or something for a minute. So they preacher kids. And shout out to T.S. Madison, she's still going strong. Apparently she has a podcast. I didn't really get to see the name of it, but if you could write it back to see what it was. Let's continue.
they're public people. And it's not liking drama, it's about
Outlaws with T.S. Madison, okay. But Tamar did act like that her kind of deep to hear that.
when you're an open book, your life, every piece, every fragment, every corner lays itself out. And sometimes it's you don't want to be laid
I
out.
don't believe that your co-host is a fan. I actually believe that he doesn't like any of us. For him to come back and say that our family likes drama is crazy offensive.
It seemed as if she was offensive, as if like you really said. And who was her co-host? I don't know. But to be honest, I'm glad she said something. But to be honest, it's definitely been giving that her family likes drama, or not even that they. Tamar, she's kind of spells drama. Let's be for real. So for her to be offended by that, it's kind of funny. But whatever. Come on.
And you got to be very, very careful about speaking on people, especially when they're trying to find themselves. I think that, as much as he want you to hold me accountable and the people want you to hold me accountable, we are still
Humans.
human.
And we don't care about none of that, Tamar, because if you're drama filled, you're just drama filled. Now, the only person I can say that I really don't find drama from is like Trina, and she kind of stays off the radar. Tracy kind of did, but like people would come for her. R.I.P. to Tracy. And Tony, she kind of stays under the radar too. Like she don't, but apparently she gets crunk or excited on this particular video, and we see a different side of her. Cause the tea that was spilled on that part is out of control. But let's continue. Cause for her to be mad about that, and it's really showing her truth, in my opinion, I just don't know how to take that.
And we are still the only black long-running family reality show. Period. We are the only black family that has been on television for, I guess, what is that? A century, some of it? A decade. And, to people who forget all the.
And just so you know, a century is 100 years, a decade is 10 years. And truthfully be told, I think they kind of are, but there's more and more shows coming out with black people on it. But as far as yeah, family, yeah, I think this is truly that. But to be honest, she's been the most drama out of all the sisters, in my opinion. And if you got a hard time dealing with that, then just have a hard time dealing with that, because that's my impression, is what I see, and that's what you give. Even on when she was on the real, wherever Tamar goes, it's like drama follows her, and I'm just gonna say that. And I hate to say that, but that's just Tamar, and it doesn't mean you hate Tamar. It doesn't mean you like Tamar because she has drama. It just means it's just what we get from Tamar. Comment down below how you feel about that. Do you think Tamar brings the drama, or the drama just finds Tamar?
drama that, you know, goes down in their family, you know, people just think it's a television show, but no, we are a family with drama just like yours.
Which brings
Now I do understand that point because I don't know too many families who don't have certain issues they deal with. I have met some families that seem like they never argue, they never fight, they just never get into it. And her being a preacher's kid, you would think that she would be one of those families, but no, the devil was definitely busy in that family in their lives, which is very unfortunate. But it is what it is, and apparently it likes it still is. So let's hear what T.S. Madison I think.
me to the next segment of my show. It's called The Villain Era.
Oh, I am not the villain. I know.
What? Tamar, stop. Like, I can't even continue, really, for real. Like, just stop it. Tamar is definitely the villain.
Yeah, see, because here's the thing. The
Or at least he gives that.
people have grown up who was
See?
watching the Braxtons,
See how
and they
you ready?
see what they see.
But see how you ready?
Yeah.
That's what I need. Now, let's get into your villain era.
Okay.
Now, you know every outlaw gets labeled a villain at some point, often when you're just trying to live your truth or do your best. Tamar Braxton,
Yes, my love.
what is your villain era?
I think it was the Braxtons. The first Braxtons.
What you did, bitch?
What didn't I do?
Why do you think that you are always intertwined?
I am not always
Well, why do you
in
think?
nothing.
Why do you think people think that you're always intertwined?
Because that is how they met me on the Braxton. I was the villain. I'm getting into it with everybody. I think I was in my villain era because these are things that unfortunately my sisters have said about me. I'm a mean girl. Success has changed me. I don't get came from.
And I'm glad she can at least admit that. And her saying something about it, at least I can say, well, maybe she's trying to grow. And maybe she don't want that to be her image no more. And maybe that's what she don't want to be defined as. I can respect her for that. But it definitely gave that for a long, long, long period of time. And this clip that we just saw, it doesn't help. But I would contribute her villain area due to the fact that she was kind of spoiled and she was the youngest and she just felt like she could take on the world, and she was young and energetic. I mean, it kind of comes with age. I feel like the more you mature, the more toned down you tend to become. So let's see about this it's a situation they at a table, but let's see what's next. Hold on.
My chewy dual flavors drip with sourness.
I do like a sour gummy, y'all. I do like a sour gummy.
Very dry, tight, sensitive skin? Relieve it in 60 seconds with Aveeno Skin Relief.
Okay, let me ask the question. Tamar's definitely not coming to you. No.
Oh wow. But I am glad that Tawana is proud of her look, because it's not many people who can rock a whole bald head. But she's doing it with grace, elegant, and she doesn't seem to care. And I do love that, because she is rocking a natural. Because to be honest, I would say this probably be the only time where it would be significant for you to wear a wig, because all her hair is gone. You know, she's having medical issues. But her choosing not to says a lot about her confidence and her pride and her dignity and her heritage. And I love that for her. Like, she's like, her hair doesn't define her. I love that. And if she's not wearing a wig now, I feel like she's in her era where she don't feel like she has to wear a wig. And I love that for her. Let's continue. But Tamar not coming to her wedding? How did that even happen? How did they get to this point? Oh wow, let's continue.
Now you want to do ice. Don't put your hands on me. I didn't touch you. Don't put your hands on me.
So how you been feeling? Like, tell the truth.
They say I may have another blockage, but they couldn't do it all because the dye they put in my body would mess up my kidneys and they don't want to do that.
Now I'm trying to see if Tony and Birdman are married or did they get a divorce? Because I heard a situation like they was only married for like less than a month, and then she took him for everything he had. But they've been friends for a long time. They've been talking about marriage for a long time. And then I've also heard that they're married and like live in different houses. Like I don't know. Like I want to know. Like I feel like the world needs to know and that we deserve to know because we all know Birdman, we all know Tony. We've been knowing them for years. And if they decide to tie the knot, why can't we know? I think that's kind of selfish. Let us know what's the tea.
But I'm good.
Yeah.
Because if she would have really broke it off with him after 2 months and took him for everything he have, like that's a side of Tony that I would have never respected, and I think it's trifling, and it's very sad if she did that. But it wouldn't really surprise me either because literally they were friends for years. Like she never really gave him a chance for years. So for her to finally give him one and then leave, she obviously got something out of it, some money. But and I would say she's a Libra and I'm a Libra and shout out to the Libra gang. Like I have been in situations where I take advantage of situations and we're kind of good for that. Like we'll analyze the situation, be like, oh okay, I can benefit from this, so let me give it a try, and this is what I'll come out with. She goes in, now she's getting paid for being married to Birdman. I'm sure they still might be cordial or whatever. I don't know, but I just want to know the details.
Hate hearing that mommy might need to have surgery again, especially involving the heart.
But it's so sad. Yeah, that's very sad. You know, her mom's having surgery. Because Evelyn, you know, I bet her heart does break for all the drama that goes on with her daughters. And it may be tied to some of her heart complications, unfortunately. But I never thought I would see Birdman and Tony together. So that's the real kicker. That's why I really want to know what's going on because I just never pictured those two together. But it's not really up to me. I'm just saying.
I know how scary that is. For myself, it was scary. Obviously, mommy needs to have those blockages resolved immediately. But the first time she had this done, she had a stroke. It really puts things into perspective.
I'm sorry. I hope she gets better. That's unfortunate. All these mother freaking ads. You kiss my mother freaking head.
That's a really good question. When you're healing, you get to a point where it's not about you anymore, it's about other people. So people don't hear my story. How can I?
And this is the sad part because she kind of looks like Tawanda. So I'm thinking this is Tawanda's older daughter, but I'm not sure. But allegedly, she at one point went to visit Trina, and Trina's ex-husband, who unfortunately has passed on, I think, had came for. Did she pass on or did she just leave him? I think she passed. Y'all let me know in the chat. Allegedly, he was having extramarital affairs and Trina knew about it and she stayed with him. Which, hey, I feel you, girl. You know, that's your husband. If you gotta make it work how you work. And then he was like a father to her children or whatever. And I think they had a child, I'm not sure. But allegedly, this girl went to stay with her looking like her mom. That is so crazy. And supposedly he had made a pass at her and she was only like 15, 16 or something like that. And allegedly her and Trina fell out behind it and she took the husband's side opposed to her side. And this is supposed to be her talking about her story. Which I would say this. If you are married to a man who treats you right, gives you the world, this and that, it is hard to believe somebody else. It is. And especially when you and that person don't have any complaints together. But I do feel like you definitely should keep some kind of communication with your niece. But allegedly, supposedly, they said like she kind of cut off all communication with her niece. Now, I would say, okay, well, maybe I wouldn't invite her back over because apparently that situation. And I think they even said that Trina accused her of trying to come onto her man, which is crazy because it is a child. But then too, I don't really know how she was as a child. I don't know how she dressed. I don't know her demeanor. So I do admit some teenagers are wilder than other teenagers. I don't know if she was a had a V card, didn't have a V card. I don't know why Trina would act like that, but it was kind of sad and unfortunate that um if it did happen that the girl didn't get the backing that she felt that she needed. But I don't know the scenario.
Influence them to be better. So of course.
But apparently, she took it so hard that she even moved away from the United States. She hasn't really lived in the United States for over 12 years. And here she is talking about it. You can see it in her eyes, like it really hurt her. And I can admit, because if you were really close to a family member like your aunt and then y'all stop talking, it can be detrimental. But at the same time, nothing happened. And your aunt did separate you from the situation because at the same time, she wanted to keep her family intact. You know what I'm saying? Now, the girl was talking like something could have happened, but it didn't. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, if it's like in the midst of something like he's putting his hands on her or whatever, I think it was just like a gesture. Like, of course, it's like she caught in the acne and Trina come in there. It might be different. I don't know all the situation. Let me stop.
Of course, it's always something that's in the back of my mind because I have this family who's amazing. We have this name, we have this legacy. Am I going to destroy it by what I'm saying? But am I also.
But it appears like Tamar understands her and sees her, and she even went overseas to have this interview with her niece, which is very good because. And then this girl's daughter, I mean sister passed as well. I think it was her older sister. So it's good that Tamar is being a good auntie and checking on her niece because obviously she has some issues that she hasn't dealt with. I love that for Tamar. Good look for Tamar.
So living in my truth. Sometimes what's right for you means a disappointment to everyone else. Yeah. It's so much.
Oh, I'm so heavy right now because I want to help her so much. But I know that she has to help herself first. And she has to be unapologetically selfish right now.
One thing.
And this is sad. It's a sad situation because unfortunately it does happen to a lot of females. And it's so surprisingly the number of statistics dealing with females, whether it's with friends, family, siblings or whatever, like it's so many experiences that women have, and it seems as if Tamar has her own experience which she can relate. 'Cause look in her eyes, you know, she can sympathize. Even I can sympathize because like I haven't had my own situation, but it didn't really break me or anything, but it was like some situations that I definitely had to grow from, and it's just unfortunate that things like that can happen, but luckily nothing happened to the niece.
That was just so real for me is that when I lost my sister, I realized that, girl, when it's your time, it's your time.
Right.
And you're never going to know when it's your time.
Yeah.
So how much time are you going to waste?
Okay, so I want to get to this discussion that
Zero helps me take my business.
the Braxtons are sitting at a table and they have a heated altercation between Tony and Tamar about somebody sleeping with somebody's man. And I'm trying to get to that part. I hope it's on this episode. I don't know. But I'm trying to figure out who was the person. But they kind of bleeped it out, which made me mad. Because, like, why are we bleeping out important information? I need to know the deeds. Let's see what she's talking about.
Kind of outfit and the beard be like on some well fabulous beat. You into it, I know.
I say let's go.
Dressing room full of men. I feel you, girl. Sometimes these women be catty.
Yeah. Here we go. 1, 2, and 3. Good, 2. Good. I like it. 5. Good.
See how well it's going now? It's starting to go great.
Girl, did you get your boobs done? It's sitting pretty. Oh, wow.
the car accident, my priorities are now in such sharp focus. I can't think about that Tony and Tamar can't be present because everybody that's there is supposed to be there. Everybody that's there wanted to be there, and that's what matters. I want to stay in the present moment of happiness.
Now that's something else, like your sister missing your wedding. That's pretty crazy, but it is what it is. Where is the drama? Like, where is it? Is it on this show? Wait, or is it on another one? I'm sorry, y'all. I just thought about something. I can't even get into it right now. What's up with Trina?
Yes! Tawanda and her entire
I love when she say that. Yeah, why can't you do it? Yours.
bridal party, and along with some friends, we're going to Tulum, Mexico on a bachelorette trip. I cannot wait.
My niece Ashley, who we love very much, posted her videos with some accusations about her family.
It was a lot to take in. It was a lot to accept.
You're a victim too, though.
Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashley on Tamar's podcast.
How you?
It almost seemed like Tamar was so adamant about getting Trina drama out because everybody else in their family, their life seemed to have drama, but Trina. So to know that her husband came after her niece, that's definitely drama.
How do you feel about the platform that Ashley is being given?
Tomorrow is the beginning of your new life. I know what it's like to be in pain, and no one comes to your aid.
The one and only.
All right, Ashley, let's just talk about unraveling the elephant in every single room. Tell your story. You know what?
Okay, so I guess this episode is not the one where they really get into it, but I'm gonna just leave it there. But let me know what y'all think down below, and maybe I will share the one where they actually get into it later. Okay.